Nada go merere te lawa, go ngai tabua, ando talita kana vararonga na Radio Fiji 1 nando maiviti.
Radio Fiji 1 nando maiviti.
In this bulletin, budget debate starts in Parliament. RBF expects decrease in lending rates, and Consumer Council sounds warning to traders.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateda Lendua.
Prime Minister Warange Bainimarama, while addressing Parliament today, says the COVID-19 economic fallout could be the worst ever economic crisis if government doesn't step in to stop it. Delivering his 2020-21 response, the Prime Minister says this budget is important as it prioritizes Fijians and ensures they are taken care of during this pandemic. He reiterated that they're seeking various ways to ensure our increased economic activities in the country.
But the truth is, Mr. Speaker, no matter who you are, where you are in Fiji, this budget brings relief you need and builds confidence in our economy, bringing us for recovery like we've never seen.
Leader of Opposition SITIVENI RABUKA has labelled the 2020-21 national budget as irresponsible and rudderless. In his budget debate address, RABUKA says the budget for the next financial year is nothing less than that of a doomsday budget. He says the government continues to be bullish on expenditure and refuses to consolidate government finances. However, RABUKA also stresses that the people of Fiji must unite and stand together in this trying time. RABUKA has also urged government to consider and foster genuine discussions on the issue of containing the pandemic and its effects among political parties and communities to build trust and confidence to fight the current economic downturn. Meanwhile, RABUKA also acknowledged Fiji's health and frontline workers for their commitment to contain the spread of COVID-19.
We, the people of Fiji, salute them for their giving their best to contain and control the spread of the pandemic and deserve mention for your enormous contribution, your dedication, and your commitment.
As we gathered, they don't seem to understand the measures we put together and the strategies we come up with to put this budget together. Little understanding. He needs to wake up from his slumber and smell the coffee. Read all the reports from the UN, the World Bank, IFC on our progress. Despite the pandemic, we have been given a positive thumbs up by the UN rep on our bold budget.
The ambassador of the European Union delegation for the Pacific, Sujiro Sim, has applauded the government for producing a budget that is necessary. Sim says the new budget focuses on economic recovery while trying to help and protect those currently unemployed. He adds the Fijian government has introduced relief packages and policies needed in this difficult time.
You have a lot of people who lost their jobs or source of income, so the second necessary element is a social safety nets, and we have that to help and protect the people who are unemployed. I think this is also giving the good signal to the main engine for recovery, which is the private sector, by simplifying and lowering the cost of doing business in this country. So I think this is a good budget.
The Reserve Bank governor says banks could start reducing lending rates. Arif Ali says the liquidity is expected to rise to $1 billion. Therefore, it should create a downward pressure on the interest rates. Ali says this will also result in the reduction of deposit rates, which becomes an input in the lending rate. Therefore, the banks would start reducing the lending rate.
Given that banks will have a large amount of funds to lend out, $1 billion, on one hand they take deposits, they can't be keeping it to Reserve Bank because we don't give them any interest on that. Sooner or later they'll lend. So, hopefully, we will see some pickup in commercial bank lending rate to support the economy given some of the incentives announced in the budget.
Ali also highlighted that banks and financial institutions collectively have instructed loans totaling to $3.4 billion, which represents 50% of overall portfolio. The governor says liquidity is currently hovering around $720 million. The Consumer Council has emphasized that businesses and consumers must benefit from tax reforms and policy changes announced in the 2020-21 national budget. Chief Executive Seema Shandil says in these times of uncertainty, the council will not condone traders who undertake illegal dealings. Shandil adds the recent announcement guarantees the consumers will reap the benefits as prices of over 1,600 goods will drop.
Yes, the council will be committed to making sure that the decline in prices or reduction in prices is passed down onto the consumers, and we're going to do this through our market surveillances. We are going to keep an eye on the traders, and prices should go down.
Social Democratic Liberal Party General Secretary Emelendu Tuturanga says that they're in a healthy state in terms of utilizing and managing finances. She says this was the outcome of the financial audit carried out last year by the Office of the Auditor General. Tuturanga stated the Auditor General has made some recommendations which she, in her capacity as the General Secretary, will need to look at. She adds the audit was done in accordance to the law that governs every political party.
So, the Political Parties Act requires the party, or all parties, political parties, to submit our audit accounts to the Register of Political Parties, which had been complied to. However, the Constitution of SUDELPA states that the audit report must be presented to the General Assembly meeting, who are the party members. That was presented.
The Ministry of Itauke Affairs will be focusing on social aspects within villages across the country to ensure the safety and well-being of Fijians. This following a decision to put a hold on consultation on village bylaws. Permanent Secretary Meletimbaini Marama says this is to allow them to focus on other social and traditional aspects.
We found this out during Herald, that we needed to go out more and interact on building back better. We found this out during COVID, where we needed to clean up the villages. And these are issues that are pressing, that we should be addressing in the Ministry of Itauke.
Up ahead, Suva aims for top spot, and defending skipper champions focuses on next match.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
The Suva football side has noted a few mistakes that they need to improve on before their final match against Mbai on Saturday in the Vodafone Premier League. Suva's initial aim for the top spot in the VPL standing is now within reach, with the final round of competition set for this week. The capital side is currently in second place with 12 points, while Rewa leads with 16 points. To achieve this, Suva Football Association President RITESH PRATAP says rectifying the mistakes from yesterday's match against Nandi is the main focus.
Yes, I think we're having a game next week Saturday against Ba at Fiji Football Academy. We will be camping from Tuesday, and hopefully we can rectify all those mistakes what we have noted today.
It's back to the drawing board for the Suva rugby team as they prepare for round 2 of the Skipper Cup competition against Tisawa next week. After losing to Nandronga 15-13 in a double-header at Lawanga Park last week, the defending Skipper Cup champions will not be taking any team lightly in the next rounds of competition. Veteran Suva captain Sireli Lendua says they will pick up from where they left off and take each game as it comes.
Well, we think we need to go and review the game again and see where we can manage to pick up on our next game against Sawa next week.
The Penrith Panthers retained their competition lead on the NRL ladder with a 22-14 win over the Titans at the Cbus Super Stadium and the Gold Coast last night. A contentious second half try helped the injury hit Penrith to hold out Gold Coast in the wet and regain top spot. Manchester United secured a place in the Champions League at the expense of Leicester City with a 2-0 victory this morning. United needed a point from this decisive final day meeting to confirm a place in the top four. The break the hearts of the Foxes, who were in the Champions League spot for so much of the season. To Super Rugby Aotearoa, and the Blues managed to escape a late Chiefs fight back to win 21-17 at Eden Park in Auckland last night. A high-pressure system to the south of Fiji directs a fresh to strong southeasterly wind flow over the country. And that's your FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. In times of crisis, you need news you can trust. Get the facts from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio, and digital news. fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth. Enjoy your week.
Hi, I'm Ini from RAKIRAKI. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.